Welcome back, Cannibal Boys. Today we're checking out the newest episode of Kaiju number 8. This episode was a training arc. How'd you feel about it?
I guess we start off with our boy testing for the number 6 again.
Yes, sir.
They said he failed, but I don't understand how he failed if he was still using the suit itself. Or maybe, I don't know. I thought he didn't
I think
fail.
it was more so that he did fail, but at the same time, he was still compatible.
Mm-hmm.
So he just has to build up his endurance and strength to be able to finally put on the whole suit correctly.
Okay.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
makes more sense, because I was like that.
Because I don't think they really thought he could just put it off from the beginning, but I guess probably compared to when other people tried it on, it was still semi-successful, right? He just wasn't at the part he needed to be at to be able to use it. And he only gave him a month to be able to lock in and put on the whole suit. And he did it, bro. Or is low-key a genius.
Yeah, he's goated for that.
Yeah,
Can't lie there.
He definitely did it.
We had a jealous friend. Top of his class back in his day.
Yeah, I think it's more so I guess it is jealousy, but not in in a toxic sense.
Yeah, not in a toxic way. It was just more of he thought he would be a lot better than what he is now.
And that's fair, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that happens sometimes. It's going from playing in a smaller age group, and then they move you up from your age to 14-year-old, and you start getting smacked. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different league at this point, you know? And the problem for him is that other people from his age group are starting to get into those big leagues, and he just kind of feels like he's getting left behind. Which, rightfully so. His class is low-key full of some demons. At least 3 of them. And one of them isn't included in the 3 is a kaiju. So it's a little bit hard to stack up to the rest of them, you know what I mean? And on top of that, he now finds out that the white-haired homie, who he seemed like the least prepared, you know what I mean? Because he went, I forgot the red-haired homie's name is, but he went to an elite academy. He was already kind of on the path to doing this kaiju stuff. The white-haired dude, it seemed like he went to a regular high school. He was cutting monster parts on the part-time. You know what I'm saying? He low-key barely made it, but now that he's finally in there, he's thriving. So he's like, dang, even you, bro? That's really where he's at. You know what I mean?
Bro, he's nice with that weapon, bro.
Yeah. Which it is foreshadowing, because back in the day when they was fighting together, he did use the ice bullets.
Right.
So now that we see how nice he was with ice bullets back then,
he's been training that whole time.
Yep. Because Kaiju number 6's suit kind of gives you ice powers. At least from what you can see. His bullets are icy, and then on top of that, when he started getting to the higher levels of usage on it, when he crossed the 50% mark, you could have told me that was Todoroki or Iceman. I would have believed you. He started moving a little crazy. He was just freezing whatever he touched at that point, which I was I'm starting to see why this Kaiju number 6 might have been considered pretty goated. You know what I mean? But honestly, where they sent him at is kind of crazy. Let's talk about that Kaiju that was there.
Bro, I'm already mad at them in general. I want to know why they didn't just go after kaijus that were already attacking the city or something. They should have just waited for a time like that, is what they should have done. But they want to go into the random forest and mess with these kaiju,
random kaiju
that have nothing to do. They don't go out their way to go mess with anybody. And they chose to go and mess up these kaijus because they can.
My headcanon is, because we saw that the big kaiju was surrounded by a bunch of little ones, is that if they don't clear out at least the little ones, if not potentially the big one every once in a while, they get to be so many of them that it does end up being a problem for a nearby city. You know what I mean? It's almost like if you don't cut the grass for a while, your backyard just start looking crazy because everything start growing in there. So that's how I'm starting to headcanon that, because they did say that it shows up around this area once a year or something like that. You know what I mean?
Like I said, just over there bothering me.
That's fair. Like I said, maybe this is the only kaiju that they knew they could use as a training exercise.
Yeah, too. Probably.
Because you can't really use a training exercise on a kaiju that's actively killing civilians. I'd be pissed. What you mean he traded and I got evacuate? You better send the big guns in to kill this kaiju today. That's how I feel about the citizen, you know? So from those perspectives, I'm gonna give him a break. But it was just kind of funny to see that they was out in the middle of nowhere trying to just mess up this kaiju. But this kaiju was pretty strong, honestly. It wasn't.
There was a couple big ones and then the smaller ones, right? It wasn't just.
It was just one big one, and then a bunch of smaller ones.
Oh, okay. Well, the smaller ones look big too, then, because I don't know.
Well, yeah, they were still the size of trees.
Yeah.
Big ones just the size of a mountain or something. Massive kaiju. But like I said, it was a lot stronger than I thought it would be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they're a lot weaker. I don't know.
The smaller ones are a lot weird because he froze those ones off in one shot, and they would just
But like this kaiju is not strong enough to be like a numbered kaiju.
Yeah, but even though he was using the freeze, it didn't even freeze the whole body. Like,
which is what I'm saying.
It took a little bit, you know?
Which is where I'm like, is it that he's just not strong enough with the suit yet? Or is this kaiju a lot stronger than you would expect? Like, maybe he's just not numbered because it's in the countryside. You know? Because that kaiju was low-key moving against him. I ain't even gonna lie. It started locking in. It grew like the spikes and started shooting beams. I was like, okay. I was doing your thing.
Just enjoying my day, by the way.
Facts. Now, I understand the kaiju's.
Sorry, I just keep saying that.
I ain't mad at it, bro. But in the meantime, we start to kind of see like kind of how his mentality is though when he's using the suit, right? Because he does have like a little bit of an inferiority complex when it comes to like him being able to help like his friends. Because like from his perspective, everybody's really helped him get to this point, and he just hasn't been able to really like give back yet, you know? So this is like his chance to really be able to like prove himself and like shoulder some of the burden that everybody else has been carrying.
Yeah, he just like, wants to be like his boy Kafka.
Yeah, that's at least really be able to help him, because he's like, honestly, he has a very honest perspective on it, where it's like Kafka wants to do everything he can to help everyone else, but no one really cares about Kafka like that. Like, except for maybe like his actual like classmates, but like the bureaucracy doesn't care about this man. They're like, hey, if he's useful, nice. If he's not, we'll kill him. Like, and that's just like jacked up if you actually know who he is as a person, you know? And so like it starts to get to the point where he starts getting in his head, and he's just like craving more and more power just so that he can like really like show out, but at the detriment of himself. Because we saw like where his like body scan was showing up, and homie like was ripping muscles, tearing up like his body, trying to destroy this kaiju.
What was the general? He was like sitting there like explaining like his greed, you know?
Oh yeah.
And I didn't understand it at first, but once he said that, I was like, that makes a lot more sense now.
No, it definitely does. Because at first they were like, oh, he's losing control. He was like, nah, this is just who he is, because he's compatible. So it's just bringing out like everything about him, which is like all the good and also all the bad.
Yeah, it makes sense. And then I saw like something coming out of his eyes too. I don't know if you saw that.
Well, I think he was bleeding or something.
Yeah, it could have been that. I don't know. It didn't look
crazy. It didn't look good at all. Like it got to the point where like he was like halfway done with the kaiju, but the kaiju was still low key moving, but he had frozen a lot of it, and homie's body was wrecked. His leg was jacked up.
Like, so his leg was like spent the whole other way. I was like, nah, he's cooked.
His eyes were red. Like his skin turned blue at a certain point, right? And at this point is actually where we get to see his homie. I always call him, he gives me like Bakugo vibes as far as like how he'd be like moving. You know what I'm saying? How he talks. He's like very aggressive. But he kind of got over his inferiority complex, and he was like, you know what? Like end of the day, I just want to make sure my people are good, right? Sure, I'm jealous of where they're at, but that doesn't mean like I should be being a terrible person and not really supporting them when they need it either.
But that also helps him bring out more skills that we didn't know he had, because bro, he was at like, what was he at, 24%?
Yeah, they said he's at 24%, but he was apparently moving like
he was moving
50 or something.
Yeah.
So
then the general's like, only 24?
Yeah, he's like, God damn.
He moving, you know?
And so he got them more time.
Yeah, during that he asked, he's like, just give us a little bit more time.
Because the general was about to step in himself, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of excited. I kind of want to see what he can do for real.
Yeah, because we always thought he was just a drunk, you know? But he said, I got to lock in a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
So he might be capable of a little something, just a little something crazy, you feel me? But before he can even get to that, he ends up pretty much breaking him out of this ice prison he surrounded himself with.
Let's talk about that, though. He pulled the ice. I know that was some crazy strength. Let's talk about that, though.
Yeah.
You know the way he pulled that apart. I was like, nah,
that didn't.
You got to have a lot of finger strength for that, too, on top of that.
Like I said, he was moving. He probably like unlocked like 50 to 60% off of the way he was moving with that.
But yeah, during that process, homie was passing out because he like put his hand out.
Oh yeah,
he passed out during that part, and then next thing we know, he's on his back.
But yo,
trying to get him out of the situation. So,
and he got him out of there. You put him at a good vantage point too. I noticed where he can still see the monster, because I'm assuming he still can't walk.
Yeah, there's no way, because then you remember he bopped him in the chest for some reason because he was being negative. But I'm like, you can't just do that while he ain't got no leg. Like,
hey, he took it like a champ, man. But from there on, like the episode kind of cuts right before they actually get back into action. So I'm excited to see how it ends. Honestly, I feel like this is like some good character development in this episode. It was like an action-packed episode, but at the same time, it was very focused, which I did like. What would you rate this episode?
I'll give it an 8, just because I like the way that it's going right now, and this did actually progress the story a little bit. So,
yeah, I think an 8 is very fair. Yeah, I was like somewhere between 7.5 to 8.5 is where I was feeling. So yeah, an 8's good, man. I feel like this was a pretty solid episode. I was expecting to see a little bit more of Kafka and what's going on there, but it's good to focus on the side characters, especially considering now that we know like number 9 is probably building like the Sinister Six down there somewhere. So
probably more than that.
Yeah, they're gonna need some weapons, man. They're gonna need everybody to lock in. It's gonna be crazy when he pulls back up. But y'all let us know what y'all think about this episode so far. Comment down below. Aside from that, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch y'all.